Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you're all doing well. I just taking a few minutes this evening and check in with you, and hope all my friends and family are doing good out there. So, this coronavirus thing's going on, and everybody's having to make hard decisions, without a doubt. Our company, Spirits of French Lick, had to make some really hard decisions this week, and in the normal and grand scheme of things, none of those decisions were morally good, but they are what they are. The one thing that I'll tell you is that we've got a lot of things going on, but National Guard has now been deployed in Indiana for support and backup. FEMA has now been called into the state of Indiana. And we have a generation of people who are not in any way, shape, or form ready to survive on their own. And if you think for a minute this government is going to help you, you are fucking wrong. End of story. You're fucking wrong. We have a whole generation of people who's never had to teach themselves, never had to learn hard lessons about what life's like when nobody's looking out for you. A whole generation of people who, even if they know how to grow a garden, they don't know how to save seeds. They don't know how to make that sustainable. They don't know how to make fertilizer. They don't know how to take care of themselves. And we see a lot of scary shit on the news. We see a lot of scary shit locally. And that's one thing. Without a doubt, that's something in and of itself. But very few of us are prepared for what we might have to do in the next few months. Regardless of how virulent and or how dangerous this strain of coronavirus is, and regardless of where it came from, we've seen how weak our system in this world is. We've seen how little we can rely on the power systems in this world to regulate this goddamn thing. And overall, the bigger problem is supply chain. So even if this virus doesn't end up being as big of a deal as what they say it is, supply chain's an issue. And I know there are many of you out there right now going, well, what the fuck is he talking about? But it's not just the virus. It's not just today. It's not just tomorrow. It's not just next week. It's supply chain. So you couple this virus with, for example, the locust plague going on in South Africa right now. You look at that locust plague, the way that it's spreading, where it's spread to, and the fact that it's wiping out millions of acres of crops. Millions of acres of crops throughout the world. Alright? Those people that are in those affected regions, they ain't gonna make it. You understand? Then you look at the coronavirus and you say, alright, even if warm weather wipes this goddamn thing out, the southern hemisphere is about to go into the wintertime. And unfortunately for us, at the point in time we are in our season right now, because everything in this life, whether you realize it or not, is based absolutely on fucking nature. Period. This thing gets into the southern hemisphere, who's going to ship you your produce? We in the United States, we're 3 to 4 or 5 months away from having real, true, fresh produce. We'll have a few things for sure, and some of us will be okay, but not all of us. And if they can't import things into this country because they have the coronavirus, what the fuck are we going to do as a nation to take care of ourselves? Now, I've seen a lot of bitching and moaning, whining, complaining, etc. about not being able to go out, having your freedoms restricted, being bored in your home in a time when everything is at your goddamn fingertips. You have the Library of Alexandria at your fingertips at this point in time in this world, and you're gonna bitch and complain. There's a few things I'm gonna get across in this video. And one of the things I'm going to get across, first and foremost, before I get into any depth whatsoever of the situation that's going on, is if I hear you, anyone, period, use the phrase, quote unquote, boomer remover, I will personally knock your goddamn teeth down your fucking throat. And I hope you can understand that, understand why. You pick out the people that are closest to you that might suffer from this, and you imagine those people fucking dying, and that shit's on you for not being a mature and responsible adult. You understand? Now, the truth of the matter is, I don't think anybody's looking at the big picture here. I don't think anybody's looking past 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, 2 or 3 months from now. But supply chain is going to become an issue. And I'm going to tell you right now, you better have your fucking team ready. You better be ready to do the dirtiest, nastiest shit you've ever done in your life, because you might have to. I'm not saying this is absolutely a for sure given thing. None of this may ever come true. But you better get your shit in order. You better have your little soldiers in a row. And you better be ready to fight the fight of your fucking life. Because I'll tell you right now, we've not had anything like this in the United States of America in 100+ goddamn years. We've not had anything close to this whatsoever in the United States of America since at least 1918 with the Spanish flu. And even if this fucking virus does not in any way, shape, or form come close to the flu of 1918, the panic, the paranoia, and the ridiculousness is something we've never seen. Because in 1918, the stock market wasn't like it is now. In 1918, the stock market had not become the common man's tool. And now we're playing with fire on fire. We got a pandemic that might hurt our people. We got a supply chain issue. We've got speculative financials. And we have a fiat currency. That's a recipe for fucking disaster right there. And those of you right now that are saying, well, I'm ready for this. No, you ain't. None of us are. Not in the ways that we think that we are. Not for a minute, not for a second are we ready for this. Period. Right now, out in the distance, I can hear a neighbor firing shots. Probably target shooting. And well, good for them that they're getting comfortable with their weapon in case any of these fucking people think they're going to come steal any of our stuff. What they're really doing is wasting fucking ammo. Already there's reports out there of people stealing chickens and eggs. People out here in the country, a lot of times we'll have a freezer on our porch just because we don't have room for it in our house. There's reports of people robbing freezers. You better get ready. You better be ready. There ain't no getting anymore. You better be ready. You better have a goddamn team together to deal with this shit. Because it ain't no longer speculative. Shit is going down in this country. And I'm going to say this. And I don't have any regrets about it. There ain't nobody going to make me shut my fucking mouth. Ain't nobody going to make me shut my goddamn mouth about what I believe and what I think. I'll tell you right now. Here and now. Regardless of how bad this virus is, I think this whole thing's a fucking bioweapon. I do. I think it come out of China. I don't know if it was done on purpose or not. I think it come out of the Wuhan Biolevel 4 facility. Might have got out on accident. I don't know. What I would say is that I'm leaning towards the idea that this was done on purpose. And it's the first move of many that are coming, whether this year, next year, the year after, whatever. I find it strangely convenient that Wuhan is only now reporting that the only cases that they have are from outside, that they were able to recover as quickly as what they were, and it didn't affect their civilization the same way that it does Western civilizations. I find it strangely odd that from the get-go, Wuhan somehow knew to use HIV medication. I find it strangely odd that if you do your research, you'll find that there is some HIV DNA in this virus. I find it strangely odd that China owns what it does in this country. And we let them fucking do it. Even if all this ends up being nothingness, the world will not go back to the way that it was before. It's never going to go back to the way it was before. Globalization is goddamn dead. And you better get that through your head. You better get ready for rough waters ahead, because every enemy the United States has right now, every enemy the Western civilization has right now, they're taking note of this shit. They're watching it. And if you think they won't act on it, that's your stupidity. If up until this point you've wasted your time and you've not tried to figure out ways that you can survive if shit hits the fan, I'm sorry. Things aren't going to get better. They're not going to go back to normal. They may be better than what they are currently right now, but they're never going to go back to the way that they were before. The world has changed. No one will ever look at a common cold or a flu again the same way. No one will ever look at a neighbor the same way. No one will ever look at the global economy the same way. No one will ever trust a fiat currency the same way. And no one will ever trust the global stock market the same way. And I ain't trying to be a prophet of doom. That ain't what I do. That ain't what I'm into. What I'm trying to do is to make you realize that if you ain't ready, you better goddamn get on it real fucking quick. And if you ain't ready and you don't have the capability to goddamn get on it real fucking quick, you better find somebody. You better find a fucking community real fucking quick that's ready for what's fucking coming. Because you're gonna fucking need them. If you don't need them today, tomorrow, next week, next year, you're gonna need them in the next 10 years. Because your life is changing before you right fucking now. And there ain't nothing that you or I or anybody can fucking do about it. There ain't no politician. There ain't no fucking political party. There ain't nothing out there. Nothing. It's gonna change things. Not in any meaningful way, except for you taking responsibility for your own life, for your family's life, for your community's life, for the world in which you live in. You can't rely on fucking alphabet agencies. You can't rely on the government. You can't rely on the president. You can't rely on Congress. You can't rely on your state house. This is all about you, your community, the people you call family, and the people you call friends. I love y'all. Please take care. Please, while the internet's still up, and I'm not saying it's going to go down, but while it's still up right now, take your time. Learn a few things. It ain't the first time we've had adversity in this world. It won't be the last time. Take care of your brothers and your sisters. Love them. Love your children. Love your wife. Love your mom and your dad. your uncles, your aunts, your grandmothers, grandfathers. Even if the virus ain't the enemy, there might be something out there that's bigger that is your enemy. Ain't no better time than now to tell them that you love them. Me and my family will be okay. We've been ready for this for a long time. Ain't none of us scared of death. Ain't none of us really worried in the way that the mainstream world is about things. We'll make things work to the best of our ability. And those of us that don't make it will be an inspiration to everybody that does. I love y'all. And I hope you stay safe out there. And I hope I'm wrong about all this stuff. And if I am, for years from now, 30 years from now, and who knows, it may not have played out by then. But please feel free to tell me that I was fucking wrong. It's okay. I'll take it on the nose. Stay strong, guys. Get some skills. Keep the still fires burning. Local trade, local community. Take care of everybody. Love you. Later.